December 29th, 2014. So I'm experimenting with this video diary idea. Of course, as a composer, when I want to say something that's of real importance to me, I don't generally use words. And so it's a conundrum. What do I say to a camera? What do I say to whoever might be watching this that I wouldn't want to say better in tones? And what's left? Well, all the things of the world. Today I have been fighting the conclusion of 2 months of printer wars. Most people who own computers at some point fight with their printers, and I am no exception. I had a very bad printer for about 8 years and finally threw it away and got a replacement, which then started to malfunction and I couldn't fix it no matter what. After $250 of fussing about, and you don't want to hear about it, I finally got a black and white laser printer which actually works okay. So let's hope that that now makes it possible for me to print on demand and give my scores away. I have given many hundreds of scores away over the last 40 years, along with many hundreds of CDs. And the net result has been mixed. Just today, I got an offer from Macedonia, that hot spot of new music, saying that I could enter into a composition contest, and my entry fee would be determined by the instrumentation and the duration of the piece, and that my entry fee would then practically guarantee that I would get a performance and a free recording. But they wouldn't tell me what the fee would be until after I'd submitted my score. And I say, the thing is that if I pay them an entry fee instead of just a fee for a service, then they can simply take the money and not do anything because they can say, I lost the competition. It's very handy. That's what life as a composer is like. It's fairly grim. And so right now I'm actually in between pieces and I'm trying to get my head in the right space to continue doing it, and which is always a battle. There's always a postpartum depression that sets in after giving birth to a new work, and I have to decide, well, what is it that remains needed to be said? I'm almost 60. Most of the time, the struggle in getting a new piece started. Once it's started, it tends to roll along. But in getting it started, it's like, well, of course, I get an idea for a theme and a set of instruments together, but then I realized that I wrote that in 1996. Or I wrote that in 2008. Just slightly different, transposed somewhere for nose flute instead of oboe or something. Once you have got a certain depth to your catalog, you start. You don't want to repeat. You need to have some freshness, and usually, of course, that's done by death and rebirth. But I'm not quite ready for that. I did a couple more years. So so that's the conundrum I have right now, and so I'm pondering a number of different things, all equally worthless and tedious, and so finally I'll settle on something that isn't too horribly dreadful, and then I'll spend the next 3 months doing that. So this is the time of just the beginning of increase of light, and so it's in 2 or 3 months it'll be wonderful again. I dread winter. This is as far north as I could possibly live, and it's still pretty far south. That's I prefer the tropics and the I just do. I'm a son of the South. I'm a son of the South. I made my first still at age 17 in my prep school dormitory closet. I decided to stop drinking at age 18 after a 2-day hangover as the result of 4 bottles of Ripple wine, probably some sort of apple-based alcoholic byproduct, and decided that was a sin best enjoyed by someone else, and it served me very well. I'm very grateful for that 2-day hangover. But as I say, it's there are more parties to come with the New Year's, and then Eric Pritchard will have and Greg McCallum will be playing my music on January 11th. So it's a happening few weeks. I'm glad for it. More later.